Linda, you and I were talking about our topic, and then we were really excited to learn about some of the other presenters. And we were intrigued by Dr. Wolf's talk. And so then we got started talking with Dr. Wolf and had a great conversation.
Yeah, it was really wonderful. It's pretty exciting to learn about what you're doing and the forensic behavior. I honestly wasn't really very aware of it. I'd heard it talked about in veterinary circles, but I hadn't looked into it.
Well, the idea of forensics behavior is essentially, when it comes to animals, that we're taking animal behavior and we're using that knowledge, our skills, our training, and so forth, to answer legal questions. So those questions could be such things as, did this animal commit this crime, such as attack on a human being? Or was this animal a victim of any form of abuse, such as organized dog fighting or animal hoarding? The questions could be things that are less crime related and more civil related, such as answering questions as to whether or not this horse is being sold honestly in its pre-purchase exam. So all these sorts of things are questions that have a legal angle to them, but we can use behavior as part of our efforts to answer that question.
And then, do we do any of that in people, Kathy?
I think we do. I think doctors inherently try to avoid legal aspects of a lot of anything or forensics, but we certainly use behavior and behavioral indications to see, does this person in their normal state, are they behaving normally? Is everything okay?
Yeah, I was wondering as we were talking about the use of animals with children and when they want to talk to children, and whether it's crime related, whether it's abuse related or trauma related of any sort. I know our local fire department has a Dalmatian that they use in this way, with the fire in a home and the trauma there, to get children to talk and talk to the dog perhaps, and that kind of way. And I don't know if that would be part of something that would be part of forensics or not. If a child is involved in something and some knowledge needs to be obtained, could they use a dog or another animal in that situation?
Certainly they can, and they have. There are plenty of instances in which animals are used as therapy animals to help people and help people with their emotional states, including children.
Then what happens in that case with emotional contagion with the dogs? I'm thinking of a couple of studies, and actually one of them would be interesting in this case because it's saying that the longer the dog is associated with a particular person, the more ingrained, we'll say, a certain contagion, behavioral contagion can be. And I'm wondering in that case whether it would be good that you don't have the same dog that keeps coming back to the same person or child, but that you start changing them up in order to protect the dog. Because we're finding that as they develop this emotional contagion, their stress levels just keep rising. But if they don't have a long-term connection with that person, their stress levels don't. They're more able to shake it off, so to speak, and move on.
Certainly this is seen with animals being used in a lot of different scenarios, including just things like a petting zoo, where it's important for the animals to be rotated out so that they get a break from being on show, on demand, being handled when they don't necessarily get a choice. And so these sorts of things where they may pick up on the excitement of children can be very important in those situations.
That would be that. Yeah, Kathy?
Yeah, I liked just that mention of choice, because that was something that came up when we talked about people and going to the doctor and having choice is really important for showing, respect and giving consideration.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think we had talked before we decided we were recording, we had talked a little bit about dogs that had been used as fighting dogs and things like that. And one of the things that comes out in that, just in the little bit of reading that I've done, of course, is that those dogs are always in a circumstance where they don't have any choice. It's gladiator style, kill or be killed, injure or be injured. And there's no choice to either be involved in it, but neither is there any choice to get out of it, should you choose not to. And I think that choice is really important when we start talking about trauma and its consequences and forensics
Yes.
when it comes to behavior. Yeah. Well, I think that this was a great discussion, and I'm really hoping that all of you who are listening are going to come and listen to our lemonade talks, because although we don't really talk about what we just talked about, these are the kinds of rabbit holes our talks can take us down. And it's really fascinating, and we hope a lot of you come. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for talking with us.
Yeah,
you.
it was great, Jennifer. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate the
Kathy,
opportunity.
yeah, I hope we get together again. Maybe there's a webinar in our future.
That sounds great.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh, Kathy,
Bye.
did you have something to say?
No, I was just saying bye.
Oh, okay. Bye.